Hey everyone, welcome back. The official Disney Lorcana Twitter account just released 4 more card spoilers for set 2, and I wanted to take a chance to take a look. Taking a look at the 4 cards that were revealed today, first up we got Cogsworth, a 5 inkable casting cost for a 2/5 with 2 lore. It does have Shift 3, as well as Ward, which is super important because this major ability you're going to be paying this for is your other characters gain resist +1. So damage dealt to them is reduced by 1. I think this is an excellent card. This pairs with the other blue cards that we see with Aurora giving all your creatures ward and really trying to protect your creatures. And here you're getting resist on all of your creatures. So as long as you don't tap this creature, it can't be targeted because obviously it has ward. And then all your other creatures take 1 less damage every challenge. That is very, very good. And if they don't have anything threatening, if they don't have anything on the board that you're worried about, this is questing for 2 lore and can certainly take a hit at 2/5. I think this is a fantastic card. I think is going to see a lot of play. The second card we have is called Bounce. It's a 2 non-inkable casting cost for an action that reads return chosen character of yours to your hand to return another chosen character to their player's hand. So there's essentially 2 uses here. Option 1, you can either return 2 of your creatures to your hand, or option 2 is you can return a creature to your hand and then return a creature of your opponents to their hand. And I think that's likely the better way you're going to do this is you're going to want to bounce one of their creatures while healing one of yours. Or if you have a creature that does something when it comes down, such as Hades, the big Hades in blue, that banishes a creature when it comes down, or the Mickey that when it comes down, the Mickey detective when it comes down, you reveal a card and put it, or sorry, you don't reveal a card, but you put a card into your inkwell. So that way you can ramp. So the idea is you'd play this, you'd play Mickey on 3, you'd play this on 4, bring Mickey back up so you can replay it to get even further ramp while still bouncing one of their creatures to their hand. Certainly this can be reasonable. It can heal your creatures, it can get extra enter the battlefield effects, and it gives you a little bit of tempo. It is non-inkable, which makes this a bit tougher to play. I think there's going to be niche decks, and I can certainly think of some decks that would want to play some copies of this, but I don't think it's going to be format defining by any stretch. Um, Next up, we do have 2 more cards to go over. We do have the Prince. So it's a 3 inkable casting cost for 1/3 that quests for 2 lore. So I mean that's pretty good. A 3 inkable casting cost that's questing for 2 lore. The only downside is his stats are that of a 1 inkable casting cost, right? You should expect a 1/3 for 1. So you get some lore, but you certainly lose some power and toughness. And then he has 2 additional abilities. So the first ability is Bodyguard, which isn't necessarily what you want because people are going to want to be challenging him anyway. So oftentimes you'd want to protect someone who's questing for 2 lore at this cheap. But what he does have is resist 1. So any 2/2 creatures are only going to deal 1 damage to him. Other 1/3 creatures aren't dealing anything. And if they want to take him out, even if they have a 3/3, they have to challenge him twice to do 2 damage each challenge to actually banish this creature. So this is one of those guys that a lot of focus is going to be spent trying to take him down. There's going to be a lot of challenges into him. It's really going to delay your opponent. All the while, he's questing for quite a bit of lore. And if you're able to protect some of those other, say, big green creatures or evasive creatures that are getting extra lore in, I can certainly see this in one of those go wide aggressive decks. And I think it's actually pretty reasonable, depending on how we haven't seen a lot of steel right now in the aggressive decks. Often we're seeing Ruby Emerald, but if we are seeing more steel, I can certainly see this being a staple card. So I'm a big fan of this card. And then finally, our last card reveal today is another Cogsworth. So this is a 2 inkable casting cost. I do just want to note that the big Cogsworth here can shift 3. So you can pay the new Cogsworth on 2 and then shift this guy in on 3. So on turn 3, you could potentially have a 2/5 with 2 lore that has haste essentially because it's shifted in and has ward and gives everything resist. So that's a very strong play. But just looking at Cogsworth on his own, so it's a 2/3 for 2 with 1 lore. So that's reasonable stats. It's okay. Um, it is important that it's inkable. And then he has the ability called Wait a Minute. And this is your characters with Reckless. And Reckless is where your characters have to attack, or have to challenge rather. They're able to instead exert themselves or tap themselves to gain 1 lore. So this is one of those kind of fail safes. If you have a big creature that you just have a or big creature, or if you just have a creature with reckless that just has a bad attack, you're going to attack into something that is not in your favor, you can just now tap this card and gain one more. It also gives some of those creatures, such as the 4/2 Gaston in Ruby from the base set there, that has Reckless without the ability to even quest if there's nothing on the board. It gives this the ability to quest. I think this is going to be a very niche card. It might make some of the Reckless cards more playable, but a lot of the times the Reckless cards are priced that you're not looking to. That's not why you're playing them, right? You're not playing these big Takas and these Gastons to gain one lower turn. It just gives a bit more variability and utility to a lot of these cards. But certainly, I'm not a huge fan of that. And there we have it. Those are the 4 new spoilers released today. If you like this video, please hit the like button. If you really like this video, please hit subscribe. If you have any questions or comments, drop them below, and I'll see everyone soon.
Take me back to a place where I felt at home. Take me back to a day when we weren't alone. Take me back to an age when the world felt small. Way back before we blew it all.